Iowa Legal Aid. Para asistencia en español, favor de oprimir el número 8. Let us know if you have a...
Well, now I got to start over again. Because I want to get an hour of him hanging up on me.
Iowa Legal Aid, this is Leslie. How I direct your call?
Well, when John Grotman told me that he didn't care that somebody in a higher pay grade told me that he was supposed to represent me in this issue, which is time sensitive, and then the call was like dropped somehow. I guess he didn't hang up on me. I guess he did because he hasn't called me back.
Hold
on. No. I don't want to talk to Grotman.
Thank you for calling Iowa Legal.
No, I don't want to talk to Grotman. That's not going to happen.
Thank you for calling Iowa Legal Aid. 11 a.m. and from 1:30. Thank you for holding. A receptionist will be with you shortly. Iowa Legal Aid.
Before you do anything, I have to talk to John Grotman's supervisor. Not John Grotman. I have to talk to John Grotman's supervisor. If John Grotman wants to hang up on me, then I have to talk to his supervisor.
Well, let me see if he's available. She's available. One moment.
Yeah, I know. This is the person who conspired with people to have me beaten up. She really did that.
Ask for information about the Earned Income Tax Credit. She's in a meeting, and she's going to be in that meeting for at least a couple of hours.
Oh, a couple of hours. Well, I'm going to get... Well, you see, after Grotman hung up on me, I figured, well, I still have to get an hour of people hanging up on me. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's 10 o'clock. So if I haven't heard from her by noon, I'm going to call you guys up for an hour, just so I can shame you for an hour, because you people are supposed to help me with this time-sensitive issue. You want to help the state of Iowa Jew me. I can say that because I'm Jewish. Jew me out of $20 worth of food a month, my food entitlement. I'm down to 100 pounds. This isn't Davenport, Iowa for me as much as it is Auschwitz. And I hope we're communicating. Because Iowa Legal Aid is helping people commit a major felony that work in the Bicentennial Building. This is a felony. But besides that, it's also an issue of my entitlement. So we're not handling it like it's the crime it is. You're supposed to represent me in this. Time and time again, Janell Swanburg has told me in these very same issues with Iowa Public Aid, I'm going to be helped. But that never happens. Well, now I'm going to make a movie out of it, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. Since I found out that LSC, who works for the federal government, is there just to make sure that you don't do anything to piss off Social Security. Now maybe you can throw a bunch of black people out of your office who don't want don't want to lose their Social Security entitlements. But if you're going to do it to me, you're screwing with the wrong Jew. You're screwing with this wrong old fart Jew. I want those kids out of my yard and they can't have their ball back. That kind of old fart Jew. So I'm going to have to talk to somebody. And if Janell ain't around, then I know that she's got a supervisor in Des Moines. Okay?
Okay.
Good. You connect me with somebody now.
I don't have anyone available right now.
Well, you better find somebody because these calls are going to go on until I talk to somebody. You people, oh, Janell's in a meeting. She'll be in a meeting for a couple of hours, and then I don't get a hold of Janell. And then after a week of this crap, I get a hold of Grotman, and he said he doesn't care who told me that he was going to be handling this. Well, fuck that. Somebody's going to handle it.
Okay, Jeff, I will make Janell aware that I'm going to ask her to call you back before noon if she's out of her meeting.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you until noon. And then we're going to start the process by which I'll be able to shame you online.
Jeff,
You guys cannot maintain that you're treating your clients ethically if you do this stuff to me month after month and year after year. And by God, I can prove that you have. I just installed a video editor that is very simple, even for an old fart guy from the last century to use. So I'm going to string this crap all together, and I'm going to shame you. Because you deserve that. I don't want to apologize for my language because in my profession, I was in the music business. You get told exactly what is on the person's mind. We speak to each other in an adult way. It's not kind. But after being denied due process through your system for over 4 years, I think that I have every fucking right to complain. So I better get a call by 12. Because the lunch hour fucking means nothing to me. And I know that you could get a hold of the goddamn people in Des Moines and tickle their risibilities. Because Janell Swanburg has a supervisor there. And I asked to talk to Janell's supervisor since Janell helped Lane Evans and the hospital beat me up. She told she's backsliding on her original 4 statements to me about visiting the hospital. So Janell Swanburg, apparently what legal aid does is help the state of Iowa try to intimidate people who are politically inconvenient for them. I want to talk. I want to talk. I am asking to talk to Janell's supervisor now. You know, this is really fucking insane. Well, I should have been connected with somebody in Des Moines by now because 4 minutes had gone by since I paused this. Now, this is another technique they use. They're trying to run my phone down. My phone's connected to the wall. It's not going to run down. Well, I think this call is going to get dropped.
Yes, thank you. 1 moment, please. A website specialist can chat with you by instant message.
Hello, is this?
New information is continually being
You know, I
added to
was
the
just
Iowa
about
Legal
to say,
Aid website.
is
So visit
this
our website
Janell
regularly
Swanburg's
at
supervisor?
.org. Iowa Legal Aid's community legal education booklet and Equal Justice Journal newsletter are available free of charge to low-income Iowans. To receive Iowa Legal Aid's newsletter, the Equal Justice Journal, tell the intake worker or attorney that you want to be added to the mailing list. Let us know if you have a question or a problem involving a pension or retirement plan. We can help. Iowa Legal Aid provides hope, dignity, and justice to the low-income people of Iowa. Unfortunately, each year many are turned away for lack of funds. You can bring hope into their lives with your charitable contribution. Let us know if you're having tax problems. We can help. If you are a low-income worker, you may be eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit. Ask for information about the Earned Income Tax Credit. Thank you for calling Iowa Legal Aid. Someone will be with you shortly. Iowa Legal Aid does not handle criminal legal problems. You can apply for legal help on our website, iowalegalAid.org. Select the Apply Online Here option on the home page. We take applications by phone Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., except Thursday afternoon. If you are calling during these times, please stay on the line. We will take your call in the order received. A screener will ask you
this
your income and assets.
is
If
weird.
You are eligible. You may need to wait because of the large number of calls, but do not hang up. If you are calling for help outside of our application times, please either apply for service online or call back during those times. If you are calling for another reason, please stay on the line. Legal Aid. Para asistencia en español, favor de oprimir el número 8. Thank you for holding. A receptionist will be with you shortly.
Well, now they're not going to answer the phone. And they just want to put me on a perpetual hold anyway. So far, we've got the switchboard refusing to connect me with anybody that I'm asking for, including Janell Swanburg's supervisor. And she's supposed to have a supervisor. And I'm going to assume that supervisor has to be in Des Moines, because Janell sits at the apex of the triangle, which in Davenport, Iowa, is a pretty low stretch, to tell you the truth. Well, I'm going to try again, because what the fuck?
Thank you for calling Iowa Legal Aid. Para asistencia en
You see,
español,
these
favor
people
de oprimir el
can't understand normal thinking.
Iowa Legal Aid, this is Diana. How may I direct your call?
Hello, Diana. I need to speak to Janell Swanburg's supervisor. Short of that, I need to have Janell Swanburg's supervisor's name.
Okay, 1 moment.
Thank you.
Hey, please hold. Bring hope into their lives with your charitable contribution. Let us know if you're having tax problems.
Okay,
We can help.
I'm assuming
If you are a low-income
this is
worker,
going to a
you-
supervisor. not an answering machine.
Okay. Yeah, she's not available.
Well, who's not available?
Janelle or her supervisor.
What is Janell's supervisor's name?
Chris.
Chris what?
Just Chris is all you need. We only have one Chris.
No, I'm awfully sorry, but I need to have that person's name because I have received a form from LSC, and I have to fill it out. And that's a necessary thing. Now, what is Chris's name? And where is his office located? Oh, they hung up. They hung up.
Thank you for calling Iowa Legal Aid. Para asistencia en español, favor de oprimir el número 8.
The Iowa Legal Aid.
Yes, I need to have Chris's last name. He's
I'm not going to give you her last name.
Chris is a
We're not giving you her last name. She's not available.
Since when are you allowed not to do that?
I'm just telling you, I'm not giving you her last name.
Oh.
Jeff, we're not going to do this all day today. So
I got to read out. We can do this all month. We can do this. We've been doing it for 4 years, so I don't need that kind of shit. Now, what's Chris's last name?
I'm not telling you her last name.
Why? Because she's guilty? Why? Because...
We don't need to give our last names out. It's not anything that we
Wait a minute. No, that's people who are responsible for supervising attorneys.
Yes.
Are accountable to the public and to their clients. Now, to ensure that, I'm going to have to know this bitch's last name. I'm sorry. Oh, they hung up. Well, now we're getting somewhere because now I can call up LSC. Okay, now that I have this first name, and now these people are great with first names. One of the scams that Legal Aid Office does, the people at the level that we just talked to, the ones who hung up on me, because they don't want to give me someone who is supposed to be an attorney's last name. Well, they gave me Pat's first name, and for 4 months, she talked to me like she was an attorney, and that she worked in the director's office. But after 4 months, I found out that Pat is just a receptionist. Now, I don't know who this Chris is, and they don't want to give me her last name. Now, LSC is a federal paper tiger, which actually has no power, but they should be able to give me information. They should be able to tell me who Janell Swanburg's supervisor is in the organization that they're supposed to be overseeing, because people are supposed to be accountable. I've been trying to find out this person's name for 4 years. So, let's see what we can do. The number for LSC is 202 295 1500 1500. Yes. I'm going to hold for 1 second. Oh, they hung up. They fucking hung up. Hey, I haven't called anybody at this place a cunt yet. But let's see if they're cunts.
Thank you for calling the Legal Services Corporation. Our office hours are from 9 a.m.
I know
until
that.
5:30
You're supposed to
p.m.
be open.
Monday through Friday. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. For the company directory, press...
Hello? Yes, I did. I am trying to file a grievance with the local office. And the thing is, I need to know, and since you're like kind of in a supervisory position, or you're supposed to at least to be, I need to. I live in Iowa. What? Excuse me. Scott County. Scott County. Scott. Oh yeah. Now the thing is, I need to have the name. I've been trying to find out this person's name because they're responsible. There is the person who is the director of the Davenport office is Janell Swanburg, and I need to have the name of her supervisor, and not yes. Well, if that, yeah, I would imagine that Janelle's supervisor is located in Des Moines. Now, I have tried to do this before because I know that there is no agency that's going to police itself, and what the Davenport office has been doing for a number of years to more clients than me is just more than unsavory. It's unethical. You pay. Okay, yeah, that's right. It's called legal aid. You pay legal aid, don't you? In Iowa? Well, that's probably where you send the checks. But they have an office in Davenport, okay? This is wild. I have talked to your office before, and now it seems like a receptionist. I'm going to assume you're a receptionist, and I mean you no disrespect by saying that. But I assume what's happening now is you're trying to distance yourself from a connection you might have with the Davenport office. Okay, well then this is the only thing we need to talk about. I need to have the name of the person who is Janelle Swanberg's immediate supervisor. Well, this no Swanberg, and I know you're a receptionist, so please connect me with somebody who can connect me with the records department or somebody who would be able to give me that information. Well, there should be somebody who can give me that information. Wow.
Smithburg.
I
It's Smith and a B-E-R-G.
Smithburg. Excuse me?
We'd like his number.
Just a moment. What is this person's full name?
We'd like the Mrs. Smithburg's number.
Just a moment. I just found a pen. Now, what I need to know is this person's full name.
N-I-C-K, first name.
N-I-C-K.
And the last name is Smithburg. S-M-I.
S-M-I-T-H.
B-E-R-G.
B-E-R-G. And that person's phone contact in Des Moines is
Yes, sir.
is what?
515
515
243.
243
Yes, sir.
43
2980.
80. Okay, now I would like it this passed along in the system. One of the things the switchboard that handles communication between the offices and clients does is they give you fake information and fake names because they don't want you to find out who is supposed to be accountable for somebody's behavior. Now, I just was told that the first name, they wouldn't give me the last name, but they told me that the first name of the person I had to talk to, who was in a supervisory position to Janell Swanburg, is a woman named Chris. Now, the last time I was told that, I was told that a woman named Pat was in a supervisory position to Alex Cornea. The fact of the matter is that Pat, and probably Chris also, are receptionists. And what is your name?
My name is Susan
Susan what?
Simmons.
M-M-O-N-S?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Susan. You know, I know that you're telling me the truth because you're giving me your name. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And you know, that means a lot to me. And it also means a lot to me that people who have been lying to me for 4 years and who are allowing they lie to you. Excuse me?
I said, what is your last name?
My last name is Soboroff. And
okay. So, please spell that?
Soboroff.
Hold a second, please.
Anyway, I have little Nikita's telephone number now. And now they're connecting me with somebody. I wonder what this is all going to be all about. Or is this something that's just supposed to run out my time on my battery? As I have said, my battery ain't going to run out right now.
I'm sorry. Mr. Thorough, I've been told to transfer you to a Carl Eisler.
Oh, yes, I've talked to Mr. Eisler.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What?
Sure, if Mr. Eisler's there, I'm sorry to have to bother him again.
That's okay. Hold a second, please.
Your call has been answered by a VIA IP office. Extension 153.
Well, you know, that's not what I need to
Is not
do.
available. To leave a message,
That's
please
not
hit
what I need
pound.
to do.
When
Now,
finished
do you
recording,
notice a
press pound for
similarity
more options.
between what this federal agency is doing?
Sorry, cannot leave a message now because this user's mailbox is full.
Well, you know, that is the ploy that they use. These people are federal. They're supposed to oversee an office that they send you a letter that says, well, we really can't tell them what to do. But they are willing to have a flat catcher, have a non-serviceable answering machine, tell you that he's not available. There was a novel written by a man named Joseph Heller. It was called Catch-22. There was a movie. Art Garfunkel of Simon and Garfunkel was in that movie. There was an interesting character in that book portrayed in the movie, and his name was Major Major. And you could only get an appointment to see Major Major when Major Major wasn't
For
around.
help, press star H. To help system wait, press star W. If finished, please hang up. Or to
I'm done. However, we did get Nick Smithburg's telephone number. So let's try a little lick with Nick. Nick Bobic. Banana fanophobic. Phobic. Fee fi momic. Nick. Ay vey. Now do you suppose this is a fake number that will not directly connect me with this turd? If this guy works in the office of Des Moines, he has to be a turd. He's just a bigger turd than the littler turds. Bigger turds have littler turds upon their backs to bite them. And littler turds have littler turds, and so ad infinitum. 8-0. Okay, I'm ready to call Nick Smithburg. Call for Nick Smithburg. Yep. Yepper. God, I'm so tired of this. Well, this number doesn't answer. That's unusual. It's like a federal police number. It's like a federal police number. Let's call that again. Now what we're going to do I suppose I could ask. Okay, now, how do I get even with all these motherfuckers at once? What can I do to cause somebody to have a nuclear meltdown on the phone just by asking them a question? Because I'm going to ask to speak to Nick Smithburg. Is that a fake name? Was I given a fake name by a person who admits working for a federal legal corporation that doesn't have any power except to collect and distribute money? Because that's odd. That is odd. So I will be asking for Nick Smithburg at the legal aid number that just told me to talk to a receptionist named Chris, who was Janell Swanburg's supervisor. This should be interesting when I ask to speak to, depending. But these people complain anyway because they'll lie.
Thank you for calling Iowa Legal Aid. Para asistencia en español, favor de oprimir X8. Visit our website. Iowa Legal Aid, this is Leslie. Am I direct your call?
Hello, Leslie. I need to speak to Nick Smithburg in the Des Moines office.
Be added to the mailing list. Let us know if you have a question or a problem involving a pension or retirement plan. We can help. Iowa Legal Aid provides hope, dignity, and justice to the low-income people of Iowa. Unfortunately, each year many are turned away for lack of funds. You can bring hope into their lives with your charitable contributions. Let us know if you're having tax problems. We can help. If you are a low-income worker, you may be eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit. Ask for information
Right
about
now,
the
they're
Earned Income
freaking
Tax
out.
Credit.
They're freaking out.
Thank you for calling Iowa Legal Aid.
When
Someone
I
will
first,
be with you
when I
shortly.
get up in the
Iowa
morning,
Legal Aid does
my
not
ears
handle
ring
criminal
so
legal
loud
problems.
sometimes I
You
couldn't
can
hear a
apply for
phone
legal
call.
help on our website, iowalegal.aid.org.
These people were supposed to
Select
get
the
me
Apply Online Here
medical
option on
attention.
the
I haven't been
homepage.
able to get
We
medical
take
attention
applications by phone
for 4
Monday through
years.
Friday from 9 a.m.
I'm
to 11
smoking an
a.m.
African
and from
herb
1:30 p.m. to 3:30
so that I can
p.m.
hear these phone
except
calls.
Thursday afternoon. If you are calling during these times, please stay on the line. We will take your call in the order received. A screener
It's
will ask
just,
you questions about your income and assets to see if you are eligible. You may need to wait because of the large number of calls, but do not hang
You
up.
don't have to
If you
smoke
are
very
calling for
much.
help outside of our application times, please either apply for service online or call back during those times.
It
If you are calling for another reason, please stay on the
unfortunately
line.
doesn't appear to
The
cause
Iowa Legal
any
Aid website
euphoria.
has hundreds of resources. To find information about the law from the homepage, click on Legal
These people are
Topics.
freaking out.
Click on
Why am I
Need
not
Help
connected
Finding
with
Information
Nick
in the green
Smithburg
box if you need help finding information.
that
A
leads me to
website
believe
specialist can chat with you
that
by
that woman
instant
who was
message
willing
and
to
help
give
you
me
find
a real
information.
name that
New
sounds real.
information is continually being added to the Iowa Legal Aid website. So visit our website regularly at
She gave me her name.
iowalegalAid.org. Iowa Legal Aid's
She's
community
not
legal
immediately
education
evasive.
booklet and Equal Justice Journal newsletter are available free
I
of
think
charge
she was
to
telling me the
low-income
truth.
Iowans. To receive Iowa Legal Aid
They don't want me to
newsletter,
talk to
the Equal
Nick
Justice
Smithburg.
Journal, tell the intake worker or attorney that you want to be added to the mailing list.
Come on,
Let
where's
us know if you
Nick?
have a question or a problem involving a pension or retirement plan. We can help. Iowa Legal Aid provides
So,
hope, dignity,
and they know
justice
it's me.
to
They
low-income
know
people of
my
Iowa.
voice.
Unfortunately,
They remember
each
my
year
voice.
many are turned away for lack of funds. You can bring
I
hope
just
into their lives
gave
with
them
your charitable
information they didn't
contributions.
want me to know,
Let us know if you're having
and they're
tax
freaking
problems.
out.
We can
You
help.
know how
If
come
you
I
are
do
a
this?
low-income worker,
You know how I
you may
know
be
this?
eligible for the
Because
Earned
I'm the
Income Tax Credit.
KGB.
Ask for
I'm
information
the
about the Earned
KGB,
Income
God
Tax
damn it.
Credit.
Live with it. Now let me talk to Janell Swanburg's supervisor. A person who's like responsible for her behavior.
Iowa Legal Aid. Someone will
And I would
look into
assume
your
he's
thing.
responsible
Iowa Legal Aid does
for
not handle
Mr.
criminal legal problems.
Maybe he's
You can
Mr.
apply for
Coney's
legal help on our
supervisor too.
website, iowalegalAid.org. Select the Apply Online Here option on the home page. We take applications by phone Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and from 1:30 p.m.
Well,
to
I'm going to
3:30
pause
p.m.
this
except Thursday
because
afternoon.
I'm going
If you are
to
calling
chew
during
on
these
this
times,
like a dog
please
with a
stay on the
bone.
line.
So I'm going to
We
pause
will take
this.
your call in the
We'll
address
get
to
back
skip
to you
deductible. You
in
may need to
call.
wait because of the large number of calls. But
I'm assuming this is Nick Smithburg. Whose direct number doesn't answer either. You remember, you can only get somebody if they're not there. I'm going to assume they're ringing the same number. These people are dedicated to call ducking. There's call forwarding and then there's call ducking. That's what these guys do. Let's see if it goes to a busy signal. That would be the same number. But I believe that Susan Simmons, who works as a receptionist for LSC Legal Services Corporation, a federally organized and funded organization which distributes federal public monies to organizations like Iowa Legal Aid. Hello?
oh,
Who am I speaking to?
I'm a receptionist.
What is your name?
My name is Pat.
Ah, so I'm in the Des Moines office and I'm looking for Nick Smithburg.
Okay, one moment. Mine.
This is the same woman who told me that she was worked in the director's office.
The Iowa Legal Aid
Was an
website has
attorney.
hundreds of resources.
That's
To find
Pat.
information about the law
She
from the
lied to me
homepage,
for
click
4
on Legal
months.
Topics.
4
Click
months.
on Need help finding information.
Before I
Visit
found
Need
out that
Law
she
if
was
you
just
need
a
help
gopher.
finding information. A website
And a
specialist
flag
can chat
catcher.
with you by instant message and help you find information. New information is continually being added to the Iowa Legal Aid website. So visit our website regularly at iowalegalAid.org. Not available.
Oh? When will Mr. Smithburg be available?
I do not know when he'll be available.
Well, please connect me with his secretary.
And she is not available. Do you want to leave her a voice message?
What's her name?
Carlos.
So Mr. Wait a minute. So Mr. Smithburg is the director?
Correct.
What happened to Mr. Gronenboom?
He,
Did he die?
no.
Well, I believe in God. I thought for sure he might have died. So Nick Smithburg is now the guy who wants to duck his calls. As I'm told that Nick Smithburg is Janell Swanburg's supervisor, not somebody named Chris. And I know that because a federal agency told me that. The federal agency that pays Iowa legal aid money. The thing is, I have told Alex and all concerned that I am the KGB. And I virtually am. Now, I've had this information for over a week. And you people lied to me not 15 minutes ago. You lied to me. And that's what you always do, Pat. You lied to me 4 years ago concerning your position with the agency you work with. You lied to me about being Mr. Gronenboom's personal assistant. Now, I don't need to talk to Arliss. I need to talk to Nick Smithburg, and I need to know why was the director shit canned, or did he retire? That's not a rhetorical question, Pat. I need to talk to somebody about this because, as you know, I'm a journalist. And I've made a call, and I said, I'm going to make an hour's call. This is what I told some other receptionists, because people are ducking their calls. And this is a situation which concerns an entitlement issue, and it's time sensitive. And you guys want to play that stupid game with me where, oh no, somebody's supervisor is somebody else, and you give me a fake name. You're not allowed to do that. Do you know that you're not allowed to do that? The federal agency, LSC, America's Partner for Equal Justice, Legal Services Corporation, has written me an explicit letter all about how they send you federal public monies. And you're not allowed to lie to a client. Are we communicating? Do you get it? Do you get this? Do you get how serious this fucking is? Does your boss even know what you've done? Or been doing? Who told you to do this? Pat? Who told you to do this kind of crap? Who told you it was ethical? Who told you could do it on the public dime? I want to know. Because I'm about to write some letters. And I'm about to publish a video with you on it. And I want to know where you people think you can get off. Where Diane thinks she can get off. And Fifi and all the rest. Where do you people think you can get off? Playing with the client. Now that requires an answer, Fifi. What's going on? You want to blow smoke up my skirt? I told you motherfuckers that I was going to make an hour tape and I was going to shame you. And now I have. How long has Nick Smithburg been Doug Gronenboom's, Mr. Gronenboom's replacement? How long has that been in effect? Oh, Fifi hung up. Well, I have accomplished my mission. I believe. I believe I have shamed these people. And the only person in this who showed any honor among the profession of persons I have been talking to today. And you know, this has to exclude Mr. Groutman, because he's just a pig. But in this hour, we heard from one person with honor, and her name is Susan Simmons, and her profession is that she answers the phone for a legal corporation, and she is aware of the fact that she is bound by ethical constraints which prevent her from draying with the client's cup. If you're Yiddish, you'll know what I mean by that. This is Dmitry Ivanovich with the naked truth.